Hi, this is Trinesha Cottrell, and today I wanted to talk about you have more than you think. So, I know from the title you're like, okay, it makes sense. She probably doesn't have to explain, but let me explain. So, what made me want to title this "You Have More Than You Think" is earlier today I got a message from someone, and it wasn't what I wanted to hear. It wasn't what I wanted to see, and I could have went my whole life without hearing or seeing that. But the person, I think they did it because they were thinking that it would help push me out of the way that I was feeling and, just continue to move, in the direction that I need to move in my life. But it really was like a block, in a way. And the only thing that helped me is God. The only thing that helped me like just ignore the message and just kind of focus on myself is just focusing in on God. And I don't want to go into like a lot of details of what the message was about, but it was just something about moving on and, continuing to just focus on whatever else it was that I was doing. And it was it was something that I literally did not want to see at all. And I was really feeling in my feelings. Like I wasn't crying, I wasn't upset or anything. I just kind of felt like, like in my soul, like it felt like a little tear, like as if that was like the thing that was tearing off a little piece of a soul tie, or something like that. And so I kind of just felt like, oh my gosh, all right, this is happening, that happened, and initially I wanted to like get angry or I wanted to be sad, but there's nothing that I could do about the situation. I can't change it. I can't do anything about it. So really it was no reason for me to do anything about it. I'm not the type of person who just goes out of my way to try to get something that I want. I just constantly stay focused on God. And it's funny because yesterday I had a conversation with an old friend, and as we were talking about different things, we were talking about different life experiences and the things that we've learned. And I said the thing that I've learned is to be more aggressive and to go for what I really want more. Because in the past I don't like conflict or anything like that. And so I kind of just like hang back and I kind of just let life take its course. And sometimes God is saying move and I'm hesitant because I'm not the type of person who's aggressive or who's really just like super like I don't know what type of word I'm looking for in that particular area, but I just I don't want to say go getter, but I guess I should say go getter. I'm not like the go getter type. I'm more like the, relaxed, just kind of let things be the way they are. I do things and I do put forth an effort, but I'm the type of person who in the past I would go for the things that I shouldn't have anyways, more than I would go for the things that I actually wanted. And so like let's say there was a competition. If there was a competition and it was me against some other woman or man or whoever else it is, in the competition, I would hear myself saying, you can't do this. And I would just give up. Or I would be getting ready to do something, or I would really want something, and I'd be like, okay, why are you even doing this? Like, why even try right here? And I would always have these negative things come into my head whenever I was in competition, whenever I was doing something in life, and I just felt like I just couldn't. I couldn't go for the things that I actually wanted. Like, I know I talked about the psychology degree, how I had wanted to be a psychologist to help people. Well, I always wanted to help people, and I thought that was the way I would help people. And I was in school and I just felt like I couldn't do it. I felt like, oh, like I'm really not a good student. I really can't do this. I really can't do that. I still attended school. I still did classes. I placed out of calculus and I never even took calculus. Like when I did the placement test because I didn't take my SATs, I placed through pre-algebra, algebra, trigonometry, and calculus. I placed in straight into calculus through pre-calculus. And I've never taken a calculus class. I just love math. And so I did that without trying, And when it comes to writing, I do that without trying. I just love to write. And when I'm in school, like the first time I went to transfer my credits and I went to another school, I had a 4.0 GPA for two consecutive terms before I took in someone, to help take care of someone, and then it kind of like threw off my study schedule and my GPA went down to a 3.75, but that's neither here nor there. And that was without me trying. I never really was the type of person that went for what it is that I actually wanted. And so I I had an opportunity to have something special. you know. I'm going to try not to cry. And I just kept feeling like I didn't deserve it. I kept feeling like there's no way God would give me this thing. I kept feeling like, maybe God made a mistake and he really doesn't want this thing for me, you know? And I talked myself out of it so much that when opportunity arose for me to actually get the thing that I wanted, I missed the opportunity. And there was an opportunity at the beginning that I kind of like, because I went my own way, I missed out on it. And then God gave me another opportunity after showing him that he was more important, after staying focused on God. And God was like, this is the opportunity that I want to give you to have the thing that you want. And when God told me that, I felt like I didn't deserve it. And so I didn't take the opportunity, and now the opportunity is gone. And I know you're probably thinking, well, don't you say that God spins the block? Yeah. See, here's the thing about spinning the block. The first time, it was because I wanted to do things my own way. And I just went before God. And the other opportunities, I just couldn't let my pride go. I didn't want to be taken advantage of. I didn't want to just, I just wanted to be appreciated. I wanted to make sure that wherever I was, that whoever, whatever thing it was that God allowed me to be a part of, that I would truly be appreciated. That's all I wanted, was to just feel appreciated. That's it. And I didn't want to be taken advantage of. So I put on this hard exterior and all of these walls because I just didn't want to be in another situation where I allowed someone to just get the drop on me or to take advantage of me. You know, I put my tears on my nose. Oh my gosh. And so I just, I know it's never too late to do the right thing. It's never too late to do something better. It really isn't. But someone else has that opportunity now. And whew, I'm the type of person that I want everybody to be happy, regardless. You know, I'd even say I want people to be happy even when I'm not, you know? And so everything that's for you is for you. It's nothing that any person can do to take that away from you. But don't be like me and act like every time God gives you an opportunity, you can just keep passing it up. Don't be the type of person who just uses God spinning the block as an excuse to not be vulnerable, or an excuse not to allow the right people in, or an excuse not to take the opportunity that God is presenting to you. You need to know that everything that you're going through is for a reason. And God is not the type of God who's just trying to rub things in your face and make you feel badly. Everything that you're going through is to learn a lesson so that you can use it for the future. And I feel like the lesson that I've learned today after talking to a family member is that you have more than you think. I'm going to be honest in this moment because I feel like this will be used as a testimony in the future. I feel like this will be the thing that allows me to be stronger. It'll be the thing that allows me to, it will help somebody else in a moment like this because they'll know that I'm not just sitting on a high horse looking down at somebody. I'm not looking down my nose at anybody. And I'm not the type of person, anyways, but I think it'll allow you to see me as me, just as a person. Nothing more, nothing less than what God created me to be. And so I I lost my job. I am dealing with I can't really explain the things that are going on with the other situation, but there is something that is, there's a battle that I have to go through. There's something that I have to go through personally with something from the past. And they have been trying everything to try to break me. I've been like cooperative and everything, but it's not enough. And while I was pretending to be like super strong and just focusing on myself because I wanted to give myself time to heal, I missed an opportunity to be, I missed an opportunity for something in my life that would have been different, that I really wanted. And I tried to pretend as if I didn't want it and like I had all the time in the world, and I just didn't want to make a mistake and choose something wrong after I've made so many mistakes in the past. I wanted to do the right thing. I wanted to be appreciated. I didn't want the person to just, or the place or thing to just come in and, just, I do whatever they want. I wanted to make sure that I was being respected and treated the right way in whatever situation that I could be in with work or, personally or whatever else. And, I I had been going through the past week thinking of the things that I've lost as if God can't replenish those things. And it's so funny because usually I'm so hopeful, but I guess because it was like a double, like it was just literally like a triple attack or something. It was so many spiritual, physical, psychological, spiritual, and emotional warfare that was on me. Like, I was already thinking, okay, I lost, the job. So, I know that a job doesn't make you who you are. You're worthy with or without it. I was dealing with this personal battle that ugh, was really making me feel like, okay, that's already happened. So why is this happening as well? But I still stayed focused on God. I was like, okay, I've lost this, but God has plenty more that he can give me. And when it came to the personal battle, I was just like, okay, this is happening, but I'm praying that God can work it out for his good. That'll be something that can benefit my life. And regardless of what happens, it'll be something that it will make it so that I won't have the stress in my life from that past thing any longer. Maybe this will be the thing that helps sever all ties. It helps sever anything that could be used as manipulation or control so that God can be the only thing. God is the only one in control, anyways. But that way I can just allow my life to just be my life instead of having to deal with anything else. And honestly, I'm hoping that this situation will rectify itself, that it will be something that is a blessing in disguise, you know? And when it comes to the opportunity that I had, I always appreciated this thing in my life. I always appreciated, you know, the whole thing. And I just really felt like I had more time. I felt like I could just kind of drag my feet on it. I felt like I could just I felt like I was never done working on myself. I felt like, of course, you're never done because you're always constantly growing and evolving. But I really felt like there would be another opportunity, and God did send me an opportunity, but I didn't take it because I thought I had more time. And even as I left, as I started to go do something else, I really felt like that was the opportunity. And even God was telling me that you were supposed to be there and I was going to turn around, but I didn't. And I really truly do want everybody to be happy. I really do. But now I realize that I want to be happy too, you know? And at a moment like this, it's so easy to think about how you don't have something because, Satan would want you to feel like you're missing out on something, like you don't have everything that you need. In this moment, he would probably try to use it to make me feel down about myself or like something's wrong with me or that, I'm never going to receive anything ever again for the rest of my life. But I know that's not true because God is the God of abundance. He could make me feel like I've lost an opportunity with this thing, but that thing could come back around again. I don't know. I just couldn't tell if it was God or if it was Satan trying to make me feel like this is the only opportunity I would have. And I just didn't take it because I didn't want to make the wrong decision, not because I didn't feel some type of way. And so I really do want everybody to be happy. So I don't want anything to happen just to benefit me if someone else has to be heartbroken or someone else has to lose out on something. I definitely want everybody to benefit from whatever situation it is. And so I really just, in a moment like this, where I should feel like I have nothing, I have everything that I need. I might not have the things that I wanted, but I have everything that I need. I still can see through my eyes. I still have this beautiful hair, which doesn't make me, whether it's short, long, or whatever length it's gonna be. Yes, I got the weights in today again because I wanted to do the elongated thing, and I just felt like, okay, it goes with my style because it's gold, and I went to work out, so I was like, nobody knows these are hair weights, so I'm gonna just use it as a thing. And I have the ability to smell. I can smell all the flavors. You know what I'm saying? And I have the ability to smile. Some people can't smile. I have the ability to talk, to speak, to taste. I have the ability to hear the words that I'm saying, hear the noises in the house. I can hear the birds chirping outside since the weather's starting to get a little better. I literally have my health. I have I have the ability to walk. I have the ability to run, to use my arms. I have all of my limbs. I have family and friends who really truly care about my well being, who are there for me. Like, you don't even understand. It's such a blessing to have those people in my life. And even the people who are an added bonus, they're just such a blessing. I have my business. I have my beautiful, healthy daughter. You know, I have my mind. Some people don't have the ability to think or do any of the things that I'm able to do. I have a bunch of opportunities that have opened up for me. I was able to, in the past day or two, rectify an old situation from something that happened a long time ago. And it was nice to just be able to know that there's like no hard feelings or no tension. So that if in the future we need to work together, we could, it really, it really just made me feel like a new beginning, you know, like this isn't the end, this is just the beginning. And the adversary would try to have us believe that this is the end. Like, oh, you lost this, you'll never have anything else. We know that's not true because life moves on. There's several other jobs that are out there. It's not just one job that God made and all of a sudden that's it. This could be an opportunity for me to focus on my business. Who knows? I don't like, I've got an opportunity to work with a group who does a lot of great things, who is constantly growing, their business and things like that. So I could hone in and focus on that. I have this class that I signed up for in January that I've done like a few lessons on it. I haven't even been intentional about it. This is the perfect time for me to be finishing and completing this class. So I have that certification under my belt. you know, this is an opportunity for me to be able to grow, to learn, to motivate others to serve in other ways, to be other places serving in times where I couldn't serve before. And we don't always understand the reason why things happen in our lives the way that they happen. But God is working everything out for our good. And I'm going to say this. Make sure that your intentions are good with whatever it is that you're doing. Don't ever go at something with a bad intention. Don't ever go in saying, I'm going to, do this to destroy this because only selfishly want this. Like, I do things sometimes, like when I'm serving, because I know it fills me, but I'm also helping someone else. I'm not doing it like, oh, I only want to be the only one that benefits from this. I'm saying it in a way where I'm like, okay, I could help someone else. You want to make sure that you're serving from a joyous place, that you are being a gracious server. Don't just be out here with your hand out expecting something from everybody, because what type of life is that to live? You know, in moments like this, when the adversary tries to make you feel like you have nothing, remind yourself of all the things that God's blessing with you with. I have so many opportunities right now. If I just stay focused, I will be able to do so many things. And the adversaries keep trying to make me feel like, well, you're not good enough. That's why you lost your job. That's why you are going through this battle, because you in the past didn't have standards and boundaries. And so now this person feels like they want to try to manipulate you. And that's why you lost this other person. No, I didn't lose anything. All of those things are lessons for me to learn in life. Just like me and my old friend talked about yesterday. Everything that you go through in life is a lesson. And just like my family member talked about this morning, we have so much more than we think. And we went through a list of things that, we do in our lives, me and my family member this morning. The things that we don't even realize and we don't even give ourselves kudos for. We don't even give ourselves bravo zulos. We just sit up there and try to think like this is just an average thing that everybody does. When you are waking up in the morning and you're starting your day off right, you are winning. When you accomplish something in your life, small, big, it doesn't matter if it's like the tiniest thing ever, you are winning. When you are not with an X, you are winning. It's an X for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we really feel like we're missing out on something, but everybody's graced for something. And I don't know about you, but I don't want anybody to give up that easily if they really want me. If they really want me, I want them to be intentional and letting it know that they want me. I don't want it to have to try to figure it out. I don't have the time. Like, I don't know how long of a life I'm going to be able to live, but I know that every single day of my life is intentional. So any person that I'm giving my time to needs to be intentional. They need to know what it is that they expect from me. I need to know what it is that I expect from them. And not that I expect them to be someone else, but I want to feel valued, and I want them to feel valued. So I don't want either of us to waste each other's time. If you're not feeling like I'm adding anything to your life, then, just go find someone else that will. You know, if you, I want every person that I encounter, friend, romantic, whatever, to feel like they advanced because they knew me. I don't want them to feel stressed out. I don't want them to feel like I took something from them. I want them to know or feel like I've added something to their life, regardless if we work out or not, you know? And I just want to make sure that in life, I'm doing everything that God intended for me to do. And how I'm planning on doing this in the future is to grow my relationship with God. While I'm in this fast for the last however many days of Lent, I don't know, what day am I on? Let's see. Today is Thursday. It is the 26th day of Lent. And this is the gift of a new life. Didn't I just say a new beginning? It says, Why out there thou why out thou cast down, O my soul, and why art thou disquieted in me? It says, Father, help me remember each day what a magnificent gift you've given me. I'm going to read that in a little bit, but seriously, stop not appreciating your life. Start appreciating the life that God has given you. I know sometimes it feels like everything's going wrong or there's one thing after another. I know, I've been there. I'm feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just saying it because I'm just talking to somebody and trying to make you feel like I got all the answers and I know everything. I'm telling you what I know and what I've learned, and I'm hoping that it'll help you in some way. I'm saying these things because I'm there. We're here, Like we are literally on the same place, in the same level. And as I'm healing, I'm hoping that I'm helping you heal. As I'm learning, I'm hoping that I'm helping you learn. The more that God teaches me, I'm hoping that I can teach someone else. The more mistakes or missteps I make, or the more life things that happen, the things that happen in my life, I'm hoping that I'm serving, that I'm being intentional, and that you are learning from my missteps. I'm hoping that everything that I'm going through is for a reason so it can help somebody else. Every time I go through something in life or I learn something, I want to educate somebody else. Because there's some things that we think is common sense and it's not common. It's not something that everybody knows. And I for one, am not the type of person who's going to judge someone because they don't know something. I learn just like you learn. I don't have all the answers, but I'm always willing to be better and I'm always willing to learn more. And so the next time God gives me an opportunity, I will not wait for the opportunity to pass me by. I will be intentional and do the things that I need to do to make sure that I get that opportunity. I'm not just going to allow someone else to have the opportunity that God had for me. And so I want to make sure that I'm doing everything that I need to do in my life. And I need to be real with myself. Be honest with yourself. When you were at that job, were you giving it all the effort that you could? Were you doing above your job responsibilities? Were you being aggressive, or were you really being a go-getter? Were you really putting forth an effort? Was your heart in it? Or were you just working and doing the things that you need to do, and you might have done some extra things, but your heart really wasn't there? Are you doing all the things to learn new skills while you are in this position? Are you doing that? Are you willing to put in extra time to learn new things? Are you willing to be a team player when it comes to things like this? Are you the type of worker who just, wants to do what you want to do and you don't like to listen? Or do you work better as an individual or as a team? If you say you work better as an individual, how can you become better at being a team player? When it comes to your family members and friends, how can you be a better person to be there for the people who you love? How can you be the type of friend that you want to be, the family member that you want to be? How can you give them the things that you wish that you had when you are with someone in a relationship? And I'm not saying it like I'm a relationship person. I'm just telling you, this is what's on my soul. was in my spirit. When you're in a relationship, are you constantly with your hand out asking for something from somebody else because you want to prove to yourself that you're good enough when you're already good enough? Are you trying to prove that you're worthy when you're already worthy? Anytime you are in a relationship and you feel like that person has the ability to make you cry, I mean, to break you or make you, then you need to wait before you get in a relationship. You need to take some time and spend some time with God. And you really need to ask yourself, is God enough? Really sit there in a moment and really spend that time with God, build that relationship with God so that God can be enough for you, so that you don't try to seek wholeness from another individual, so that you don't become codependent, so you can be independent and then interdependent. Make sure that you are taking the time to focus on yourself. I'm not saying if you meet a great guy, just let the great guy go by and meet somebody else, be a whole nother relationship because you wanted to drag your feet on healing. I'm saying be intentional about your healing process. And when God introduces someone into your life, be real with them, be honest, because the truth shall set you free. You don't have to pretend like you have to be hard and like you're never going to be vulnerable with anyone because you're not going to have an opportunity to be with someone without being invulnerable, without being vulnerable. You being invulnerable is blocking your blessings. You not being open to meeting anybody is only blocking your blessings. It's making it so that even the right person can't meet you, you know? And that's what my problem was. That's why I'm speaking on it because I just had this wall up with everyone, even the people that I really was into, the person that I was really into. I just had this wall up. I could never be vulnerable, even though that person seemed like they were the type of person that I could be vulnerable with. And I just kept on saying, well, oh, well, every person's going to be the same. Oh, well, this person's never going to appreciate me. Oh, well, the only reason they're doing this is because of this. Listen, when you care about somebody, you don't care about what it is that they're doing. You do what you need to do. It's not an if then thing. Love is not a conditional love. If you are trying to love like Christ, you are loving regardless. It's not based on somebody else's what someone else does. If they do this, then you'll do that. It's based on I'm going to do this because I care about their well-being, because I care about them as a person, because I love this person. So if you feel like you need to be conditional, you probably have some more work to do because love is not conditional. When you feel yourself about to keep records of wrongs, make sure you take a moment and pause in your friendships and in a romantic relationship because you will never see the growth in someone else if you are tracking what they used to do. If people came up to me now that I knew from my past and they were like, I was like, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm going to be this place or, I was going to be in a relationship. If they thought that I was going to be like that girl, they held me to that standard, I would not be the things that God already changed me into. I would be totally different. If they were to judge me from the person that I used to be, that's totally different. They would not be able to see the growth that I've made. They would not be able to see that I'm a totally different person. I'm not just out here, man eating or anything. I literally am kind. I'm considerate. I'm not the type of person who likes to play those types of games. I'm not the type of person who wants to just be, just hurting people because I'm hurting. I'm not that type of person. I don't want to, they say hurt people, and it's true. Because when you're hurting, misery loves company. And you could say, oh no, I don't want people to feel that way. And your intention might not be to hurt people, but you do because you're miserable. That's why you have to heal. That's why you have to work on yourself. That's why you have to try to become a better person. That's why you have to find God for real. Because when I found God, it was like, I can't be that type of person. Like, yes, I was hurt a long time ago. Yes, my heart was broken, but I'm not trying to make any other person feel as hurt as I feel. That was never my intention anyways. But I always really felt when I was younger that men didn't have any feelings at all because they're so good at hiding their emotions. They're so good at pretending like nothing bothers them. So I always felt like, well, they don't care anyways, and I'm only saying this to be true, to be real, not to be judged, you know. But that's literally how I felt. I really felt like men had no emotion, so it really never mattered. And God has been teaching me through my healing journey that everybody feels something. Everybody. And they might not express it in the same way that I do. They might not show it in the same way that I do. Their hurt might come out totally different than the hurt that I had, you know? And it's really important for me to treat people the way that God will intend for me to treat everyone. I can't just go around, just being reckless or being, just not having any type of um, compassion for someone else. I need to be like Christ would intend for me to be. I need to be intentional. I need to be truthful. And truthful is like if it's somebody that I don't want, I need to say, hey, we're just not a good fit. I don't need to try to drag on the whole thing for no reason. I don't need to be wasting anybody's time. I don't need to be doing anything but the things that are intentional in my life. I need to be honest with people in the most respectful way. When I meet someone or when I'm talking to someone, when I'm friends with someone, I need to make sure that I'm the person that I would want them to be in my life, you know? And I'm not saying you just give somebody husband benefits because that's what you want from a husband in the future. This is a person you're talking to. I'm giving the person what I would want from somebody that I'm talking to. I would want them to be honest and intentional. That's what I would want. If they don't want me, then let me go. If they know that I'm not the person for them, then keep it moving. And if and I wouldn't want them to be like, yeah, I don't want you anyways. I would just want them to be like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. We're not looking for the same things. It's just not a good fit. The end. Move on with your life. You keep on going. And you just met this person, so it's not like it's going to be deep, or like you're going to be really invested. And so that's what I would want. I want someone to just be honest and intentional. If they intentionally want to try to get to know me, they're intentionally trying to get to know me. They are calling or texting because they want to learn more about me and because they really don't want someone else to get an opportunity, to try to be with me. I would want someone to be, honest with me and themselves. If they know, I'm in church and they just don't believe in church or they're not really a God person, then we're obviously not equally yoked. So, just be honest about that. Don't just pretend like, oh no, it's no big deal while I'm, in church every Sunday and you going out, you know, doing your own thing and you have no God, but you feel like you're God. Like, I can't worship you. I'm only worshiping God. I'm only worshiping my God. I'm not worshiping a man, you know? And so that would be like a huge discrepancy that we would have in our relationship. And people would say it's no big deal, but it's a huge deal, you know? And so I just want people to appreciate the things that they have and be for someone else what they would want to be, what they would want that person to be for them. You know, like it's funny because I'll have conversations with people and I'll say, what is it that you want? And a lot of guys will say, they'll be kind of taken aback, like they're not used to people asking what it is that they want. And I'm like, I mean, I get it because most of the girls that I'm friends with or women that I know are like, I'm going to get everything that I can from this man. These are people I know of, not my real friends. My real friends don't treat people like that. But they're like, I'm going to get everything I can from this man. And I'm just like, for what? What is it benefiting you when you can get that on your own? You know, like why use somebody like that? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not that type of person because I always get the things that I want, even if I don't go for it. And so now that I'm being intentional and I'm trying to go for the things that I want, I can only imagine what I could have in my life, and that's with or without somebody. I'm not saying that like, oh, I can do it all by myself. I don't ever need anybody else. Listen, I know that in a kingdom relationship, what we could do together is way more than what I could do by myself. I do need a man to accomplish the things that God placed on my spirit and on my purpose for me to do in my life. And both of us being intentional about our vision and our purpose will help us be able to achieve a lot more in life than I can do by myself. That does not mean that I will not do anything on my own. I can do a lot of things on my own, and I will continue to utilize the seasons that God puts me in so that I can be a better person, so that I can do all of the things that God puts on my heart for me to do while I am single. And anything that I need to do when I'm in a kingdom relationship will be for that season of my life, you know? And so, in conclusion, don't ever feel like you're lacking anything in your life. It doesn't matter if you lose your job, you lose your car, your house, the person that you're with, the person that you want to be with, it doesn't matter what you feel like you have lost. I promise you, you have lost nothing. Everything that happened in your life is for a reason. And when God gives you an opportunity, do not be so hard headed that you let an opportunity pass you by. You need to go get it. Go get the things that you want, because believe it. Believe that somebody else will go get what it is that they want. They're not just going to sit around waiting for somebody else to do the things that you need for them to do. They're going to step up in the job and do the extra things. They're going to step up and make it known that they are interested in the person that they're with. They are going to step up and make sure that they have healthy standards and boundaries for any personal reason that comes up, so that they can make sure that the person knows that, listen, this might be what you're saying, but this is what's going to happen. Because for me, I'm about action. I'm not about just a whole bunch of words for no reason. Everything that I say is with intention. Whenever I'm talking to someone, I'm saying it because my words hold weight. I'm not saying it because I'm trying to tell someone off or tell someone what to do. I'm telling them because this is what it is. Period. It's not, this is what it is, comma, and something, 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 and I gotta explain myself. I'm not doing that. This is what it is. Period. You know? And so this is how I live my life. And when I'm talking to my friends, if we have a conversation about something, I'm real about it. I don't beat around the bush. If I feel a certain type of way, I tell them I feel a certain type of way. If they feel a certain type of way, they tell me they feel like a certain type of way, and we keep it moving. Like, that's how I am about my life. When I want something, I'm intentional about the things that I want in my life. If I want my business to grow, I need to be intentional with it. I need to be a go-getter. If I'm, you know, there's a person that I'm interested in, I don't need to just pretend as if I don't care about them. You know, I need to be, I don't want to say vulnerable, because, don't be completely open for your heart to be open for attack. But definitely don't act like you're not interested at all. Like, you need to at least make it seem as if you want something, you know, and not in that way. So, whenever the adversary is trying to make you feel like you don't have something, remind him of the things that you do have. Start thanking God. Thank him in advance. Thank him regardless. Anyhow, yes, I'm dropping a few song names because you might need it right now. Like, thank him in advance. I can't remember who sings that song, but just look it up, type thanks in advance, and then listen to the song. Thank him anyhow. The song Anyhow by Ty Tribbett. Like, that song feeds my soul. And when you need a little extra something, something, like, you're like, all right, I'm in praying, I'm in my word, I'm in my Bible, I got this devotional, I'm doing this vlog, or whatever it is that you express, and you pour out your feelings, your soul, you pour out these things that are heavy on your heart, or whatever it is that you're working through in your life. The song, there's a few songs. I might name a few. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But but one of the songs that really just gets me going is like Kingdom. When I hear Kingdom by Maverick City and Kurt Franklin, and it's like one of those long songs, and it's so funny because back in the day, I used to hate Christian songs that would just drag on and on, that would just keep going and going. And it would be like, you think it's the end of the song, and then they'd be like, they start back up, and you'd be like, all right, when is this song gonna be over? I'm just being real, because that's how I used to feel when I was a kid. And now that I'm older, I live for those songs. Those songs light a fire in me that I don't have otherwise. It reminds me of where I am in my life and where I'm going, where God's taking me. It allows me to see that this isn't the end. Even when it seems like it's about to end, like the song, that's only the beginning. That's only a pivot point. It's only a comma. It's only a semicolon. You thought that it was going to be the end of the sentence, but it kept on going. Like that's how I feel when I listen to those songs now. It's more than it's more than what you think it's going to be. It's more than you could ever imagine it could be. God can do exceedingly and abundantly above all else. Always remember that God is the God of abundance. Don't ever feel like you're lacking anything, because a that's just a ploy of the enemy. He wants you to believe that you're missing something. He wants you to believe that you're not good enough. He wants you to believe that you have all of these things that you're never going to get in life, but you are going to get the person that's going to treat you the way that God intended you to be treated. You'll be treated so good, you'll wonder why you even ever spent a second worried about something that somebody else can't change. You will be sitting there thinking about how He's trying to make you feel like you're worthless when you are worthy, because God created you worthy, because He knows every hair on your head. You are more than a conqueror. You are the head and not the tail. You are above only and not beneath. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, seen or unseen. There's nothing that lights a fire in me more than when something disappointing happens, because I know that something bigger is on the other side. And I hope that you understand that. I hope that you know that your life is more than you give it credit for, that God is more than you're giving Him credit for. All of the things that He's brought you through in the past, and you think you're going to give up now? You think this is going to be the thing that stops you? And with God, you are unstoppable. That's why Satan keeps throwing things at you so much. That's why he keeps trying to break you. That's why he keeps trying to make you think that this is the end, because he wants you to give up, because he knows that he can't stop what God put on the inside of you. He can't stop your purpose. He can't stop all of the things that God is about to do in your life. And as long as you believe in yourself and you don't give up, you will be able to accomplish everything. I told God all of the pain that I was feeling, any disappointment that I feel, any of the trials that I'm going through, use it. Let me use it so it can build that fire in me, so that I can use it for serving people, so that I can use it for my business, so I can do all of the things that you intended for me to do in my life, so that I can help somebody else, so that I can change the world. And world changer starts from things like this, things that look like failure, things that look like loss, things that look like the end, when it's only the beginning.